I am ready to ring in 2022 with you. Your ladies are here of GAW TV. It is our last and final episode of 2021, and we are so excited to have you here. And we're so excited for this episode. But while you're here, hit that bell icon.
Yeah. Bell.
Hit those thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Likey.
Hit that subscribe button. And I hit the horn on you. So you're paying attention, because you know what? That's how we're going to do it. I don't know if you see my amazing hat here, my glass of wine. I really tried to put a bow. I wanted to dress up fancy for you ladies because we want to do it big for the new year. And I'm excited to see you. Thank you so much for an incredible 2020-21.
Yes.
2022 is going to be bigger and better than ever. I'm double fisting.
I will I will cheers to that. You are so dapper.
Okay,
Me too. Hang on.
Woo! A little hot tea in the wine ski. Who can complain about that?
Oh yeah, you got to wine back too.
Hot tea and wine ski. I got to tell you, listen, we love a theme, but Mickey went all out. She's looking dapper AF just for you guys. Yep.
I'm a little jealous. I'm so jealous.
I love it.
I thought just some Elvis Presley collar and sparkles would be good enough for me, but I feel very underdressed thanks to Mickey.
Oh.
Listen, as she mentioned, this is our last episode of 2021. We have had such a great year. Hope you enjoyed our 2021 year in review, and you can still watch it right here on YouTube on replay if you're listening on the podcast, which, by the way, quick plug, we are available on podcast form for the entire juicy version of the show. But we appreciate you guys for being here. Hello to everyone in the live chat room. We love you so much.
Hello there below. Yes.
We see you. We love you. We appreciate you so much. And it is going to be a wonderful new year. You guys, 2022, how crazy does that sound? What are we, the Jetsons?
What are we? I almost started singing the Jetsons theme song, but
I couldn't remember it.
I know. I always went Jetsons.
There goes Elroy. There goes Elroy.
Oh, his boy Elroy, daughter Judy, Jane, his wife.
Yes.
Judy was hot, you guys. Judy was like space goals.
Yeah.
He's like a hot version of I think Lucille Ball is hot, but like a Lucille Ball.
Yes.
She was a bit, but not as funny.
They were hot.
Right.
And just so you know, in 2022, as futuristic as that sounds, we have so many great rewards coming for you guys on patreon.com/GawTV. We are revamping GawTV.com, your number one source for all things GAW TV. And all the links will be there. Of course, check the description right here on YouTube for all of our links. You can follow us all on social media. We have a lot of cool things going on. Ready for the new year. Ladies, how are we feeling going into 2022? It's an exciting time, but it's been a weird couple years. So how are we feeling?
I'm excited. This year has to be better than last year. You know what I mean? Like, and you think about it, we thought like, oh, we're still in the pandemic and things are slowing down, but it is not. We have not stopped. We've been going. But I just feel like 2022, like after all of this, and I know I feel like I kind of said this last year, and things did start to open back up in 2021, but 2022 is for the new you. Yeah.
But I got to say, you guys went all out tonight. You're looking sparkly, just like you're looking more sparkly than your personalities. Let me put it that way.
Well, I feel a little underdressed next to you ladies, because you guys have on the fancy sparkles and I went with the tacky.
No, it's not tacky.
It's dapper.
I love it.
But funny story though, that these are actually from the photo booth at my wedding.
Are you serious? Oh, when you take those funky pictures?
Yeah, we had a
my God.
And I still have a big frame, but we had, because obviously we had a New Year's Eve wedding. We had a New Year's wedding. And we had a big photo booth set up to where you could do selfies, or we had a professional photographer, and we had all these gimmicks and props. This being one of them, the boa, the glasses, all the things, the timepieces, oldie worldy stuff, So
well, this for you is going to be like a double celebration, because it's not only New Year's Eve, but you were married on New Year's Eve. So it's like it's a big time for you. I'm so excited for you guys.
Happy anniversary.
I always say to anyone, if you're ever looking for the perfect day to get married, New Year's Eve is it. We're always, especially after you get past, I think once you grow up into your 30s, you realize that you don't want to be elbow to elbow in a nightclub popping bottles with people in a bar. You just don't. I don't like to be elbow to elbow with anyone, really. So, and then we would always think like, what are we going to do for New Year's? And it always sneak up, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And now we always have something cool planned. We always do something, you know, because it's our anniversary. We'll never forget our anniversary. We might forget the year, but we won't forget the day. And yeah,
I love that.
and it's a party for everybody. It was great. It was
And
so
we'll
great.
celebrate right with you. Lisa,
We'll
any New
celebrate
Year's
with you,
Eve
yeah.
traditions? What,
You
what
know,
are your plans?
Well, I'm tapping in on that. I always tell people to get married on December 32nd. Is there a December 32nd? Exactly.
Good
Mr.
advice.
You know, married 21 years I was, but it took longer to get a divorce than to get married. Jesus
hey.
Christ.
Well,
You
hey,
know, I wouldn't change it for the world though.
sure.
I learned a lot through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Lisa, what are your New Year's Eve like? What is your tradition, or do you have plans this year? What are you looking for? Because we have a few days coming up until New Year's Eve. We're celebrating a little bit early here because it's a Wednesday. But what do you have planned? Anything fun? I have nothing planned.
Okay, we planned on going to, like, we have the ships that go by that's, you know, with the fireworks and all that kind of stuff in San Diego. We try to stay up. Miss Lisa fell asleep at, what was it, 8 o'clock in the evening? I told you guys, I was struggling, and David the next morning goes, I really wanted to celebrate New Year's with you. And I go, that's so late. I can't do it. I go, my God, we should have done like a brunch or something like that.
Brunch.
Yeah.
A New
Yeah.
Year's Eve brunch, says Lisa.
Brunch for us elderly people. I couldn't do it. So I'm hoping to stay up a little later. Like I'm not booked for a while, which I'm very thankful to get
Good.
everything done and ready in my house. But I want to enjoy. I want to enjoy every day we have.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Just
And I'm
enjoy.
also thankful for you girls.
Oh,
Aw, we love that.
More Zoom timing with you guys.
Yes,
Not for just
yes.
for GAW TV, just for in general, just catching up.
just like,
Mhm. You mean off the record?
yeah. I chose this coffee cup on purpose because it's the Dr. Seuss one, which I've used several times, but oh, the places you will go, because I'm just
Oh, I
putting that
love
in the universe for us for 2022.
I love that. And you know what? That should be the thing for me. Oh, the places you will go. 2022. I'm hoping that travel will open back up, because that's the one thing in COVID. Like, listen, I'm not a homebody person. You guys know we used to travel all the time. You guys still do for work. I have really missed travel. I got to go to America for like a month and a week back in October to November, and I had such a great time. Went to Miami, New York, beautiful Fayetteville, North Carolina as well. Thank you,
Woohoo!
Bradley. But we had a great time. But I feel like this next year, there's so many more places that I would like to go and see. So let's hope. I have no wood to knock on, but let's hope that we can have a safer, healthier travel year that would make my year. So I hope for that. I'm going to ring a bell for good luck. Is that a thing?
Yeah.
I'm making
Yeah.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Also too, I think, like, since you don't get to travel so much, Val, I think like your appreciation for travel has just surpassed. I mean, like, you so appreciate that because we take it for granted. You know what I mean?
We do.
It's
And
just
that's one
like,
beautiful
yeah.
thing about living in the UK is like Europe is just a hop and a skip and a jump away. So we get to
I
like go to
know.
France. But with Miss Rona, thank you very much. I haven't been able to do it so much. But I will say someone that is very well traveled, that has just entered the waiting room, ladies and gentlemen, is one of my personal favorites. One of, I think, the most talented people in wrestling that I've ever met. I will say that with absolute certainty. We know him as Elijah Burke. We know him as the Pope. And he's here because he's a grown-ass man. He's a
Yay.
gam.
He is
And
a
he's here
gam.
to join the party.
Oh,
Are we ready?
time.
Yes, hurry,
Yes.
hurry. I'm so excited.
Happy New Year. Here he is. Oh my God.
Hello,
What's up?
He's talking about
everybody.
his robe right now.
Hello, everybody. How are you?
Oh my
Good.
God,
I know.
the best smile in the business.
Ever.
Yeah, yes.
Elijah.
What's up, my former view, my babe, my girl?
Can I just start the show by saying, first of all, I love you so much. And I was so thrilled that you're coming on here. And Lisa called it. She's like, I bet he's going to have the best setup. His camera will be perfect. And no one ever has it right when they come in. We're dealing with a professional right here. So thank you.
That's
Oh, wow. Wow. Well, no,
And-
I appreciate that. I had to, it's crazy because I don't have Zoom and I'm sitting here fiddling around with the buttons to make sure that I get it right. Sorry, I can't do too much light right now. Me and light, we don't get along.
At the moment.
yeah, we don't get along really well at the moment. So
Yeah.
so sorry if anybody's looking forward to having me to put them over. I'm sorry, I can't look up at the lights.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start.
You're like Mick Foley. Mick Foley doesn't allow flashes on his photos because it gives him a headache.
Really?
Yeah, and that's really what I've been. I'm sure you guys probably know. I've been dealing with that at every turn, so it's been a real challenge. So just welcome to the dark side.
Welcome.
Oh, we're so happy to be. We're so happy
I
that you're here
will
with
say,
us.
I have to appreciate right now because you said, "Oh, is it a PJ party?" Your robe is, yes.
Ah.
Cheers to you on that one. I'm gonna do my.
Well, yeah, well,
Woo!
Well, take. Cheers to you on that one. Yay! Thank you
Oh, we're
for
so
wearing
excited.
that. How are you? You doing good?
well, I was happy to hear you say that because this is my look. First off, I'm gonna be all over the place, and if my thoughts or my words run together or not, y'all just forgive me. But let me say this: number one, 3 of my favorite, if not my 3 actual favorites. I've traveled the road with all 3 of you girls and literally have shared vehicles with all 3 of you over my career. And gosh, Lisa, you know how much I love you. You've been my ride or die partner for a long time. We traveled to and fro out of Louisville together, and I can't tell you how much fun we've had. And then you, me, and Nikki, there's been talks about plane rides from hell. I think we've had our own experiences.
You know what? It's funny. It's like we traveled out of Louisville together, you and I, and there was, remember the cart guy Larry and his son.
Mary?
And Larry, he would.
Larry.
We've mentioned this on other episodes. He drove the cart, which is not a big airport, you guys. Keep in mind, it's Louisville, Kentucky, right? And he would not we're like, oh, you don't have to take us. There's like people handicapped ready to take the cart, right? And then here you and I, athletes, muscled out, with our one carry-on going to our gate. But then if I got to my gate early, oh yeah, right. He's honking. He says he wants to talk wrestling. That's it. But we would get on the plane. If I got on the plane early, freaking Elijah would come on the hello everybody with this big smile that lights up the room and is just a ray of sunshine. And I was like, oh, I saved you a seat. I saved you a seat.
I love that.
Oh my
Always.
God.
And last but not least, let me talk about my former crush, my former love. Y'all, a lot of people don't know this. We were like this in TNA.
Yes,
And,
sir.
and I love all 3 of you tremendously. And it's not a term that I use a lot. A lot of people throw that around, but it's not sincere. It's not legit. It don't come from an authenticated place within. And so from an authentic place, I love all 3 of you girls, and I'm just happy to be a part of y'all's show. Thank you for having me.
Oh my
Elijah,
God!
I love
You know,
so
you
much.
know me, Elijah. I'm the crier of the group. That should not surprise you. If we can sort of shift gears. When it comes to the Diva search, since you mentioned them on Ghost Hunters, what was your thought on the Diva search? Because I have mixed thoughts because the girls know, me, Elijah, I'm not a wrestler. I love the modeling and kind of that side of things. So I understood what they were trying to do with it. And a lot of people are now like, oh, it was a model search and blah, blah, blah. But a lot of really great people came from the Diva search that have done very well. Maria, our gal, Christy Hemme, the Bella twins, a lot of girls that have done very well. What were your thoughts on it then and now?
Well, my thoughts then probably still remains the same about it. Yes, we got good. From bad things, good things come still.
Right.
Such in death. Such in decay. Things got to die and decay in order to produce life and newness and something great. So, so my thought about it then was, I thought it was ridiculous. I thought it was ridiculous due to the fact, and this is what I said on air, not verbatim, but I just thought, look at these 2 legends that are beside, you, right? They worked their butt off, right? All those years, I got the OVW in 2003, right? And here's Lisa Marie. She's already 20 years in. And so she did.
Okay, first of all, you guys, but you know what? Okay, but to interrupt, I didn't have wrestling experience before.
I'm
So
kidding.
I know, but I didn't have,
meant 19
but I
years.
worked my ass off.
19 and a half
Again,
years.
like, yeah. Fucking
So anyway.
Elijah Pope. God damn it. Hello, everybody. Lisa's old.
No, that's you, my girl. So I can do that.
I love you. It's okay. I appreciate it.
But here's the thing. They worked their butt off, and I was telling them, because they asked me about it. I didn't know that I was still,
Oh, they were trying
live.
to get the juicy
Sure.
juice.
Yeah, and I said, I think it's ridiculous. You have all these people that bust their butt to go out there, these other females, and you're going to hire somebody with no wrestling experience who has not even been in the ring and trained, and they're going to get $250,000, and these girls aren't even making that, and they've been through the process. So I thought it was ridiculous.
Well,
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. Mickey, I did an interview and the headline was Lisa is jealous of Christy Hemming's paycheck. And
yeah.
I actually said, like, I go, geez, when I started, I didn't make close to that when I started. Like, I'm super jealous of what they make. I didn't mean I was jealous of
appreciate
Christy
you having
Hemming.
the guts to just be honest and say that. And Finn, because a lot of the guys would be like, oh yeah, there's hot girls. There's new hot girls in the locker room and they're ignorant to wrestling. So, whatever. But at the same time, I was very much, because we were in OVW. So I was in OVW as the Diva search was happening. And I remember being very much, although I couldn't fault the girls for doing it because you can't be mad at them. They had an opportunity thrown at them.
Right.
Why wouldn't they take it? And like you said, Val, like so many amazing people came out of it and they're my friends now today. But being in that moment of you had been starving and trying to get there for X amount of time and put your whole life and efforts into this thing. And now people who didn't care about wrestling, didn't even really like wrestling, were not only getting contracts for probably 3 times as much as yours were, but they were debuting on television and getting to do all these things. And I'm like,
and they're models.
Well,
Sorry, but they're model. Yeah, they're models. Let's be honest. But Mickey, actually, thank you, Mickey, brought up your charity work. And what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that everybody here watching the show has all of the information that they can help in the YouTube description. We're going to put some stuff up on the screen as well. So Mickey, you brought this to our attention, and it's very important that we take the time to talk about this because it's happening in the 1st of January. Is that right?
January
8th.
Yes.
January 8th. And it's a 2-part process, okay? And what we started doing, I'm going to my 10th year at my charity, the Love Alive charity. Val, you're familiar. You've donated in the past when we were together in TNA. I've tried. I will offer. I try to get the boys to offer up something then, and I got some support as well. But going into this January the 8th, to have the full backing, Mickey, of your boss. To have the full backing of your boss to say, hey, I want to help, I want to make this work, whatever you need, that means the world. And I just want to thank Willie Corrigan for just saying, hey, the NWA is there, and they will be. But before we do that event, let me talk about the real matter at hand, and that's our love drive. Our love drives are basically when we go out in the community, we gather in the nucleus, if you will, Lisa, that's downtown Jacksonville, the nucleus of the homeless system in downtown Jacksonville, and we go to the Burger King. Burger King works with us, and we use their big parking lot that's behind them, a big field, and the homeless, the in need, I go to the women battered shelters where they're living with their kids to get out of abusive relationships. I go to the homeless shelters. We go everywhere, and every homeless person that is in walking possible distance, we let them know, hey, here's a flyer, be down at Burger King, because we're going to feed them Burger King. We don't feed them, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. They get enough of that in jail, some of them. We don't feed them out of a soup truck, Lisa. We feed them Burger King. Then we have clothing for them. We have hygiene products for them. We have, I'm talking about for the, all the essential needs for the women as well. We have blankets for the homeless guys and women that are sleeping on the streets. And we just try to give back, show them that their love. We have stars and people of great significance in communities, but it just seems like, Nikki, they only come out when there's a tragedy or when there's a natural disaster. Great tax write-off. Let me go and do all of this now and get some publicity. That's not what I do. That's not what the Love Alive charity is about. We just want to be the change that we wish to see in the world. And if you guys are watching and listening, you want to be that change, please head over to love-alive.org. That's where you can learn about our charity, our mission statement, and you can see, scroll to the bottom, click play. There's several videos on YouTube that show you where your money goes. And you don't see that with other places. You might, but we document the process so that you can be a part of it and see where your money goes. Then that's going to happen at 12 o'clock. We do that at noon, and Lisa, Val, Mickey, people start lining up at 8 o'clock in the morning. 8 o'clock in the morning, all the way around the block. Some 4, 5, 300 people if it's cold or whatever, right? And they wait just to get fed a hot meal. So that's what we do. Later that evening, we're going to do Duuuval Brawl 4. Why is it Duuuval Brawl 4? Because I came to my senses one day, Lisa, and I run some shows down in, with FEW, Fighting Evolution Wrestling down in Miami. I said, you know what? It's so hard to get people to part with $1. Over 150,000 followers that I know of on social media of my own. And can you imagine if 20,000 of those people just donated $1? Because that's all.
$1, yes.
$1. If I got 20,000 to just donate $1, imagine. Because if I continue to do it out of my pocket, y'all gonna be doing the GoFundMe for old Pope. But at least they probably donate then, because there's something about people that when someone is at their worst or at their lowest, then they feel, an obligation to do so. Well, these people out here on the streets, some of them, and I'm wrapping up, some of them don't give me the okay.
No, you're good.
No, keep on going. We're not cutting you off. We love talking to you.
Some of them on the streets, some of them are out there at no fault of their own. Okay, I have a wrestler that just hit me up, a wrestler from the indie scene. He just became homeless in New York. He hit Pope up. Now, just watch me now, but I want to be very frank and very real. He hit me up. He's on the street. He got kicked out. I said, first thing first, I'm going to tell you, like I told a good friend of mine who went homeless in New York, get your butt to a shelter. Mm-hmm. That's the first thing I'm going to tell you. He responded back, I don't think that's the best place for me to be right now. And I responded back, well, from a realism point, what do you expect old Pope to do for you? Number one, I have a board. That's number one. We are 501c3 out of Tallahassee. Everything that we do is documented. As I was sharing with Mickey at the show, if you donate something, you want to write it off, well, we got to have it documented. That's why I like to have stuff on paper. That's why I like to have people that donate online, because it's easier then, because it just goes in the system.
Yep.
But yeah, so it's like, okay, so you need help, and I understand it. But what I explain to people is this. Over 10 years, this brother has never donated $1. But he knows where to come to ask for some help. And I faced that. So I've had people to send me pictures of them living in the hotel with their kids. It's like, okay, well, let's open up the books here. I can't find your name nowhere. Mm-hmm. Isn't that strange? So sometimes we have to understand that it may not be our time now, but we may be in this position, and I made the GoFundMe reference, and we've seen several of our comrades have GoFundMe setups. We may be in this position one day. So never take what we have for granted. That's why we feed them Burger King. Because how many times have you and I had that McDonald's, Burger King, whatever, and we don't feel like finishing it, and we just toss it.
It makes me think about the amount of times of it, not that I eat McDonald's and Burger King all the time, but right. I've certainly been sitting at a light and seen someone, and I'm, shamed, like put my burger down because I don't want to eat my burger in front of the homeless person there asking for $1. And I will be honest, like, I don't carry a lot of cash on me, and it always puts me in an awkward position because I'm like, if I had cash in my wallet, I would totally at least give over $1. Because what's $1? And I believe in tithing and your 10% or whatever. And if you want to keep getting it back, you got to give it out, and you got to keep it in good.
You got to sow a seed. It'll come back.
I'm so grateful that you're doing this, and especially through this pandemic. I mean, the homeless rates are even higher than ever. Yeah. Because so many people were put out of their homes, out of jobs, out of all these things through the pandemic. But it's great that we've been able to show like a little light on it throughout this, and people are aware of it. But it was already bad. It was already bad because people can't afford to live. Especially they're working 2-3 jobs and still can't afford. Yeah.
Listen, Mickey, listen. The homeless shelters are so bad in Jacksonville that people rather be on the streets. Yeah. They have the opportunity. They just say, no, I don't want to be in there. It's like a jail. It's like a jail. The food is so. And check this out. When you were talking about the light, and then I promise I'm going to get to the event. When you was talking about the light and sitting at the red light, a lot of us, we become accustomed over the years or whatnot, you see these people all the time. Oh, no, they just want it for beer. They want it for this. They want it for that.
Whatever.
I want to put something in your thought process, and to the listeners and to the people that are going to watch this. Think about the best time for me when I want to escape reality. You know what I do? I sleep. Sleeping is so peaceful. And then when I'm sleeping, for the most part, you're able to have that different reality. You may have to wake back up to your own reality, but when you're in dream world, you are king for the most part, unless you're having a nightmare. You're the king, you're the queen, you're living in this fantasy that feels so real, right? Every dream has felt so real. When those people ask you for $1 or $2, if they decide, and I watched one go to the liquor store, I understood it. You know why? They rather be in an augmented state. They rather be in a state that takes them out of their reality and puts them in a different place. I'm not going to fault them for that. Yeah. I get it.
Because I couldn't put a smile in their shoes. I really couldn't. Right. I can't. Right. And I don't want to. And I don't want to. I never
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Amen to that. So with that being said, don't pass judgment just because you see them put a beer. Because a lot of you watching and listening, you turn up the bottle too. Sometime when you want to drink your problems away.
Only like 3 times a week. Only like 3 times a week,
At least.
And there's things that there's stories that you hear of like ex-millionaires that are living on the streets and that are homeless now, that were once millionaires or whatever and lost everything. And so you just don't know. Yeah, it could be one person who you're judging as, oh, it's the crackhead or whatever, but it could have been a very successful businessman or woman who lost their family through some, like I've read, you hear all of these incredible, like amazing stories, but I applaud you for doing it.
I applaud you as well. And I have to say,
I'm going to go to Burger King more often.
Yeah,
for helping you.
Delicious. No, but we want to, in a weird way, raise a glass too. It was a terrible time for me to take a drink during that conversation, but I will say that.
I only said 3 days a week.
Duuuval Brawl 4. That's going to commence at 6 p.m. that evening, starting at 7 o'clock. Doors open at 6. Duuuval Brawl 4. That's the way that I determined as I was going into, well, shoot, this is a good way to raise money for the charity. Yeah. It's a process. It's hard, but you know what? As hard as it is to get people to part with their money, you put some entertainment in front of them. You put some food in front of them. Bam, bam, bam. Thank you, ma'am. So Duuuval Brawl for the events are basically that. It's a way to incur and to make, to gather some funds to support the charity throughout our year process of what we do. We're going to have Trevor Murdoch, the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, is going to be defending his title against Gangrel. Thank you, Billy Cordell, for that. We're going to have Jay the God, aka JTG, former WWE. Nelly! He's going to be Nelly. How about that? He's going to be on hand. We got the awesome tag team of the end of NWA. That's right. They're going to be on hand. Sal Renaro, Jax Dane, Fox News, and NWA World Television Champion Tyrus. He's going to be there. And we got a slew of independent stars that you guys know of as well. You know, the Ashton Stars and the Isaiah Bronson, the Russell Twins, Mason Walls and his partner, Tony Macko, and the list goes on and on and on, including the Love Alive Charity Champion Stunt Marshall. So we're looking forward to having a lot of the guys and gals there.
Got a stacked card. I didn't realize everybody was. I thought it was just the title match. I thought it was just Trevor, but you got a really stacked card. That's exciting.
It's great, Mickey, because during this process for the Love Alive Charity, with me walking around and talking, hey man, I'm there. It was that simple. Hey, I'm there.
Yeah,
I'm like, really? I'm there. Yeah, thank you. Joe Galley is going to be providing commentary, and I guess I'll be joining him now.
Well,
So-
there
La,
will be
la.
the end of the show. I'm just
That's a GAW TV exclusive right here. And again, just so you guys know,
love you.
we will make sure that you have easy ways to donate right here in the YouTube description. And I don't know what's better, a stack card like that, and you're helping a great cause. That is the ultimate wrestling show. And I'll tell you one thing, and I'm not going to get upset because I love you.
You're gonna
But
cry.
here I go. Here
I
come the
already know. I
waterworks.
already know.
One thing I do know is that Elijah he is not new to doing this sort of work. Elijah's been doing this stuff for years. We're talking years and years and years back. And someone comes to mind, and that's Mick Foley, who has been doing charity work undercover for years and doesn't talk about it, is so humble, very much like you, Elijah. You've been doing this work, doing all the good work for years. And I want to raise a glass to you and say that we appreciate you for on many levels for the good work that you do. We love you and thank you. Please donate. We're all going to make sure that we as GAW TV make a decision to donate as well. Elijah, thank you for being here. We love you so much.
We love you, Elijah.
I love you. I love you all.
no,
Thank
hey, and no more L's. No more looking up at the lights for you.
No,
you. That's
Now
it.
you got an excuse.
Yeah.
protect that pretty
Goodbye,
face, will ya?
everybody. Goodbye, everybody. See it, Elijah.
So
Goodbye.
long, everybody.
So long, everybody.
This is the
Okay.
word. Go, yo, go, yo.